guys go anywhere for the 1 week holiday?
No.
Oh,
I went to Limbang.
that's nice.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, I'm Zakira.
Hi, I'm Inshira.
I'm Shafia.
I'm Shahirun. And we're gonna talk about
The Loss of Limbang.
Limbang is a equivalent of property of Sultan Hashim, and it was also an important agricultural district because they produce like rice and stuff like that. And Limbang it was also like popular and rich in the district.
That was their prime in 1888.
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Okay, so as mentioned earlier, Limbang was also like the reason of signing the protectorate agreement in 1888. And Sultan Hashim he was against Charles Brooke punya demand as well as the British occasional recommendation to put Limbang under Sarawak's rule. Basically, like Limbang ito under the British rule because Sarawak was ruled by the British.
Okay.
The political pressure went through Sultan Hashim to consult the British Crown in 1887 to resolve the crisis.
So like on 17 March 1890, Charles Brooke put the Sarawak's flag in Limbang. That showed that the principal chiefs of Limbang had agreed to join Sarawak and putting Limbang under Brooke rule. So in that time, right, Pangeran Bendahara, he was the principal owner of Limbang. Charles Brooke further argued that Pangeran Bendahara had promised to cede Limbang to him. Limbang was rich at that time. Wouldn't want it.
Hey, I mean, some people wouldn't want it because it's too much to handle.
I
think that's a you problem.
Okay.
Okay. However, the British consular agent in Brunei, he refuted Brooke's argument.
How do you know if it's a boy?
Only a quarter of Limbang wanted to be under Charles Brooke rule.
I wonder why.
Only majority of the residents preferred to remain under the rule of Brunei. Despite this finding, and even when Sultan Hashim complained to the British government, there was a lack of prompt responses from Britain.
What do you mean by lack prompt responses?
When Sultan Hashim he complained to the British government lacked of responses to him. That's bad service.
The British was hesitant to like take control of Limbang, and it could also be seen as a violation of the 1888 Protectorate Agreement. And the British not only failed to protect Brunei, they also deliberately delayed in making a decision that clearly fell under their jurisdiction, which means like their legal control as specified by the agreement. The political indecision continued when a fact-finding mission was required to investigate and provide a full report on the actual situation in Limbang before the British government could take any decision.
Noel P. Trevenant was sent to Brunei to conduct an investigation, where he found out that the Sultan was a bit adamant. He consulted about 15 headmen, but apparently only 12 of them wanted Limbang under Sarawak's rule. He also stated that the chief had been running the internal affairs of Limbang independently since 1884.
However, in the Trevenant's report, there were some issues. First, there was a total of 33 headmen in Limbang at that time of the crisis, and the Trevenant only reported the views of half that number. Trevenant failed to present the real public statement on Limbang issue. Then, Trevenant also did not ask Sultan's consent to relinquish Limbang. Then, Trevenant was also told by the Foreign Office that royal consent was not needed if Limbang had already assumed independence prior to the execution.
What do you mean by that though? Like, he was told by the Foreign Office that the royal consent was not needed. Why? Are you saying like Trevenant just assumed that he doesn't have to ask the Sultan for permission ka?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the independence of it, is it like with Brunei or like with
Limbang
British?
itself.
Independent.
So Limbang was like their own country.
Yeah, cuma tu lah.
Then, in July 1891, Trevenant confirmed the independence of Limbang in his report to the British government and recommended that the British approve the annexation. Subsequently, a compensation of $6,000 per year was suggested by
Katanya, kenapa baru waktu dia pikir? No, genuinely, why baru waktu dia pikir? He's like, oh wait, I think I should ask now. After all this, baru tuh kau tanya. Like, I don't know, like years later.
I think he just remembered that he could take advantage of it.
He just remembered that he's the Sultan.
Yeah, he just remembered.
Sultan's refusal to accept the compensation money, British gave its seal of approval to confirm the transfer of Limbang to Sarawak.
Why? Why?
He's like Sultan of the moment.
Ew, I like, kasi yun he's like, he's ignored. Walaupun niya gonna refuse, the British like, okay, nah, you can take it.
The situation in Brunei worsened with an outbreak of rebellions in Tuhan Vilayet due to the imposition of overtaxation in the territories. It was reported that there was already a flow of people migrating to Sarawak in order to escape the ill treatment of the Brunei Pengerans. At this point, Brunei's future was completely uncertain. With Charles Brooke and the NBC waiting with their eagle eyes fixed on the potential dissolution of Brunei.
I don't like the fact that they're waiting for Brunei to get worse and baru ito darang macam probably be like,
We wouldn't
wait,
be
what the
Brunei.
fuck is all you?
Yeah, we will be British.
Yeah, we will be British right now.
We will be orang putih.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Kind of sad. What did they do the overtaxation?
Oh, because kan making damage territorial, so then karang making
So they needed more money to
and most of their incomes are from Limbang. Kan Limbang is mentioned that it's like the wealthiest.
So the main question for today is
Charles Brooke deserved to seize Limbang?
yeah. Yes or no, explain your answer.
No, because kasihan Sultan Hashim, kasihan Brunei making damage.
They are so greedy. Charles Brooke, the NBC was so greedy.
No, the NBC legit took like the North Brunei, the entirety.
But they kind of paid the Sultan though.
Walaupun they
With
hate,
some of
it's still
them.
sad.
But I don't think the Sultan agreed because he was like pressured on agreeing
Yeah.
to
He was pressured and ignored.
the. Yeah, exactly.
He was like, guys, aku na mau. Side. Let's just say that we agree because Brunei was declining. And then,
declining.
What do you mean decline?
macam, bikin turok.
But
Getting
with
more
the
sad.
British, it's even more broke.
Like, at least with the British, they got little hope. You know, sikit.
What kind of hope?
Yeah.
Like, into helping. Mana tahu, like, what if in the other future,
wait.
no?
I think I know what you mean. Yung British ato, they would protect Brunei if Brunei gets attacked.
Uh-huh.
So that's why they deserve to seize Limbang.
No.
Well, I mean, that is the agreement.
Yeah, I mean like but
So
like
would you say
still no. 95% no, 5% yes.
You got your math right. Should we just end the podcast here?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, love you guys. Don't forget to smile.
Alhamdulillah, masya Allah.